LA City Council members Hugo Soto Martinez and Nithya Raman were on hand today to help remove the signs. They say the no cruising and no U-turn signs were put up in the 1990s to prevent people in the gay community from meeting up with other gay people.
I was also surprised that these U-turn signs were still up. And at first, they seem a little oh, okay, it's just a no U-turn sign. But when you learn the history of it and you realize that these were used to profile gay people, it's so important that we have these removed.
The LA City Council members say the signs were put up after the gay community began to grow and because there was a gay bar in that area.
Breaking news. Los Angeles has just removed the final no U-turn signs in Silver Lake, once used to prevent gay cruising.
Just a guy who's in town for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to party.
This guy that's introduced to me is Barack Obama.
He's bisexual, or what is this?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time.
In the quest for progress, the prancing glitterati inadvertently created a new symbol for the dissident right, the no U-turn sign. Back in the 90s, Los Angeles officials decided that the best way to keep their streets pure was to slap no U-turn signs all over the place. These weren't just traffic rules, they were moral guardians, so to speak. The idea was that preventing U-turns in this particular street, this particular area, would stop or deter gay men from cruising, a euphemism for seeking casual encounters. Allegedly, the law enforcement used these signs to crack down on this behavior, arresting anyone who made a U-turn or drove down the same street more than once within a certain period. I guess if you liked what you saw, they would be doing skirt in the middle of the street, causing a problem. This was back in the 90s, it sounds like, when we didn't need to argue that men, whether they're chasing other men or women, decreasing the value of a neighborhood while they're looking for other men or women to slurp their banana, it was frowned upon. I'd like the value of my home to be high. I'd like my home to be safe. I'd rather not every man in the neighborhood who doesn't want to have hairy palms coming through my area doing U-turns in the middle of the street. Things were just different back in the 90s. You could use the word retard, which is actually making a comeback. You could call someone a midget, and Jerry Springer was on every day with the audience members calling people fat openly. Fat people were fat.
Hey, this is for the whale on the end. You said you have 5 kids, but have any of them popped out yet?
And now here we are, decades later, celebrating the removal of these signs as if we've just achieved world peace. The fanfare around taking down a few old traffic signs is beyond satire. It's not the B. It's not Babylon B. This is a real story. Now, while we're busy throwing parades for removing no U-turn signs, let's take a moment to acknowledge some of the other less glamorous issues plaguing Los Angeles. They've got homeless people all over the place. Who doesn't love stepping over a tent city or worse on their way to work? How about affordability in housing? The housing market is so bad there, it's practically a luxury just to not have a tent over your head. Forget about U-turns. Let's talk about public safety. It remains a major issue for Los Angeles residents. But hey, at least those signs are gone. But that's what toxic tolerance gets us. Many of us are freaks. Some of us like Doggy, some of us like 69. People are on different spectrums of this thing. We speculated that Nathan Wade, since Fupa Willis was paying all his bills, he probably took off her sneakers and he was licking those toes. Hey Nathan, when did the sneaker queen start pegging you? I think you're getting the point. I don't blame you for not answering, Nate.
When did the romantic relationship between the two of you start?
And these exact dates are, I'm getting signaled here.
No, don't do that.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
We know too much about each other. When anyone starts to volunteer their sexuality like Harry Sisson did recently when he lied, allegedly, and said he was a straight male.
It's always crazy to me when I see straight white guys between the ages of 18 and 29, like myself, straight white guys like myself.
It was awkward because, number one, no one asked, and number two, we all know he's as fruity as Richard Simmons and has a lower T count than his IQ. That's the problem. Stop telling us who you like to have sex with. We didn't ask you what your preferences were. We played along out of kindness in the 90s, and then this mentally unstable group started demanding things based on their degenerate freakdom. That's when the toxic tolerance got out of hand. The removal of no U-turn signs in Silver Lake just opens up the chance for more people to claim these signs are homophobic and have them taken down maybe all over the country. That's what they would do if they had the power to. And watch out, there are a lot of them who will be in power over the next few decades. One of them is actually the nominee for the Libertarian Party, allegedly. His name might be Chase Oliver, allegedly. These types of things don't exactly help the case that these people aren't mentally ill. But hey, hold up, don't get it twisted. I support decentralized decisions and solutions. So if these communities want to have their little celebrations and make these decisions, let them. Just don't make it a federal issue and force everyone into this madness. Let's keep the insanity localized.
Middle MAGA.